hitting the final three matches of our first campaign in the English Premier League. And we ran through our 6-game gauntlet and we did okay. And a very hearty welcome back, everyone, to episode number 54 of Bottom to the Top. I'm Mr. Cellophane, and we have 3 matches to go in our first Premier League season. I thought that in our 6 matches against teams in the top half of the table that we might be able to escape with 6 points. I was optimistic even when I said it, but we ended up with 4, and it actually could have been more than that. You already saw how the first 2 matches went. We ended up starting the last 4 with a 2-1 loss to Manchester City. This did happen at home. City went up after 26 minutes, 2-0. Tom Burford, the 17-year-old, came in, scored in the 84th minute, and Jurgen Strand Larsen hit the post in added time. We came this close to wrestling a point away from City. And if we thought that was close, we came even closer to beating Liverpool at Anfield. Sasha Kalajic with a brace, scoring twice in the 74th and 76th minutes to put us ahead 2-1 before Alan Varela scored with a minute left in regular time to tie things up. We held on, took a point from Liverpool on the road. They were sitting in 4th at the time. That's a win in my book, even though it wasn't actually the win that we thought we might have gotten. That actually came against Manchester United. I must be their boogeyman coach. I beat them in the Europa League with Qasim Pasha, and I beat him again with Fulham Football Club, Jadon Sancho, James Adadi, and Jurgen Strand Larsen all scoring. We actually went up 3-1. Franco Acosta got them closer, and a couple of heartbeat moments in added time as Manchester United hit the woodwork on their final attempt. We're able to hang on 3-2. We took all 3 points from United. Of course, unfortunately, we followed that up with a trip to Branley Moor Dock, and Everton cleaned our clocks 4-1. Now, as an Everton fan in real life, it was very hard for me to root against the team that I normally am pulling for week in and week out. However, yeah, that was not a pretty match. Kicking things off, though, in this episode with a home match against Leicester City, currently sitting in 18th place, 3 points behind us. Then we travel on the road to take on an already relegated Luton Town side. 3 points in these 2 matches could ensure our survival, especially if those 3 points come, against Leicester. We are going to have to try to do it, however, without Jadon Sancho. He picked up a bout of food poisoning 2 days before the match. He is not yet fit to play, so he is not in the match day squad. We've made some alterations to the diamond, primarily to take advantage of the skills of James Adadi. He just really is not a regular right midfielder. He is more of a right winger, so we moved him up. So hey, we're back to the asymmetrical. It's going to be Golini in goal with a back 4 of Batty, Oosterwolde, Andreu, and Cross. Alex Iwobi at the base of the midfield with Miguelito on the right-hand side, Adade on the left, Isaac Babadi in on loan as our advanced playmaker with the 17-year-old Burford next to Strand Larsen. Sasha Kalajic, by the way, that brace he scored as a substitute, so maybe not having him play the full game is just what the doctor ordered. We have already played some big teams, but this is perhaps our biggest game as manager of Fulham Football Club. It is Fulham and Leicester City from Craven Cottage in London, United Kingdom. Victor Christensen picking up an early booking. Alex Iwobi doing the same just a couple of minutes later. And no shots through 15 minutes. It is true Fulham football. The first highlight of the match is going to be a corner kick delivered by Dewsbury Hall. Alcarcon carrying it deep, dropping it for Dewsbury Hall along the edge of the box. Choudhury is going to rifle it from 19 yards out, and he is going to miss everything. First shot on goal of the match for Leicester City. We had already had one, but again, that famous 0.00 XG, which, by the way, happened to Liverpool when we played them. I looked at that number and I was like, holy cow, Liverpool with a shot and a 0.00 XG. Alex Iwobi carrying it forward on the yellow card, as we had mentioned, cross, but body cannot find Strand Larson. Dewsbury Hall turns it to Alcorcon. Shootery up for Wanlu. Iheanacho in past Galini. He is going to score. It would be his 18th of the season. However, the assistant on the far sideline has raised his flag. Offside is the call, and VAR has upheld that decision. The goal has been disallowed. Yeah, he was like super offsides. No doubt about that one. I mean, it was a good finish by Iheanacho. He had Galini completely beat, but part of the reason for that was he was just that much offside. So we are still 3 points ahead of Leicester. No score after 45. We've doubled them up on shots for 2. They are leading the match in possession, and we are winning the XG battle 0.08 to 0.07. Propping up the team at the half, we have decided to hold off on making any personnel moves on the pitch. We're going to see what happens here in this second half. Strike up for Iheanacho, dropping it back for Ba. He's got Hegheim. Shootery. 2 men on him. He's going to be taken down. Iwobi tripped him up. That's his second yellow card. And we are now down to 10 men. Oh, I do love this game sometimes. We're going to move Miguelito into the middle. Babadi is going to come here. Adade is going to come off in place of the more seasoned hand of Harry Wilson. We are going to remain in a positive mindset. Sasha Kalajic also coming on for Burford, and we're going to swap him with Strand Larson. Give a nice little team talk about having an impact, yada, yada, yada. 2 changes are made as Iwobi comes off, and Damsgaard with the corner kick, looking for Wanlu. He's not going to find him, but did they just call a penalty? They have. They're saying there was a push. They're going to uphold this and award the penalty. Now, this is what happened against Liverpool. We didn't have a player go down to a red card. Oh, Golini making the save on Iheanacho. It will go behind for a corner, but Golini coming up massive on the penalty attempt. Damsgaard looking far post. It's going to go over everybody. Hegheim with it, turning it over. Babadi with it, and he'll start it back up for Fulham. But Wanlu now with a final third throw in. Ba for Shudri? Oh, no. Wanlu, Christensen, Damsgaard taken away by Cross. Golini clearing it out. But Stroik ahead. Christensen tipping it toward the byline into the middle. And Alcorcon with his 13th goal of the year is going to connect. You just knew that it was a matter of time, the way that they were able to maintain possession. Golini just kicking it long, turning it over. Stroik playing it ahead for Christensen, squaring it into the middle, past the outstretched leg of Andreu, and it's 1-0 Leicester City, and they are now looking for more. Dewsbury Hall playing it ahead. Andreu can't get it past Damsgaard. Alcorcon shooting, missing, into the stands. Goal kick coming up for Fulham. We're going to need to go into a more attacking mentality. I hate to do it. We've got just under 30 minutes remaining. We're down 1-0 in a must-win match. Shootery back for Hegheim. I'm going to just try to avoid saying his name if at all possible. I don't really know how to pronounce it. Dewsbury Hall carrying it ahead, feeds Iheanacho. Iheanacho shoots, and Iheanacho scores off of the far post. It's 2-1 Leicester. At this point, we are just getting absolutely overrun. Miguelito coming out. Filippo Ranocchia, who is a, I guess, better suited, defensive-minded midfielder. I mean, it's not really defensive-minded. Fazio is going to come in for Babadi as well. I think we've made all of our changes, and there's still like 26 and a half minutes left to go in this match. Wilson with the long throw, and let's get one back, shall we? Oosterwolde looking for Wilson, chipping it far post. Ranocchia and Uluwayemi able to dive to his right and make the save. Wilson now with a set piece. Still plenty of time. Oosterwolde popping it over. Uluwayemi didn't have to do anything with that. It's a Leicester goal kick. Now, we are still ahead of Leicester on the table, no matter what happens. Corner from Dewsbury Hall. Looking far post. Strand Larson popping it up. Andreu can't clear. Damsgaard, though, can't tuck it under the crossbar. Way too many highlights for Leicester City for my taste. This win by them, assuming the score doesn't change, will bring us even on points with 2 matches left to go. We've got Luton and West Ham on our schedule. West Ham currently sitting in 8th. Luton Town, as we've already talked about, have already been relegated from the Premier League. McAteer giving it back for Wanlu. Rabiot, McAteer, Thiago Tomas Christensen. And now the goal difference between the two teams is but 1. Massive loss against Everton after we had played so well. And now an embarrassing loss as there's a turnover in the midfield. Rabiot with it. Dropping it for Dewsbury Hall. Chipping it forward. Alcorcon. Save made by Galini. Andreu does clear, but Wanlu has it. I mean, this entire second half has basically taken place in our end. We've hit full time. 3-0 the loss. Iwobi being sent off with a red card, who, by the way, was playing to replace Berg, who was sent off in the Everton match with 2 yellows, which make red. Because our match against Luton was moved for television, we are the last match of the day. Newcastle knocked off Leicester 2-1, so we're still even on points. We now have a game in hand, which, of course, we are about to play. Newcastle also, with the benefit of a 1-1 draw between Man City and Arsenal, have claimed the Premier League title. Unfortunately for us, Burnley beat Wolves, and they now sit in 17th. 2 points ahead of us. So this is an absolute must-win matchup. We have West Ham next week, currently sitting in 8th. Leicester takes on Aston Villa, who just beat Everton 3-2 to move up into 12th. We can't rely on what happens next week. Burnley, by the way, are on the road at Spurs for the final match week of the season. A couple of changes in the matchday squad as we head to Luton. Galini is going to remain in goal. It's going to be Batty, Aubert back in the starting lineup, Andreu and Brandon Soppy as our back 4. Patrick Berg is back in at the base of the midfield. Jadon Sancho is back in on the left wing. Adade is going to remain in on the right-hand side. Isaac Babadi on the attack, along with Burford and Jurgen Strand Larson. We do not have Sasha Kaladzic available to us. He picked up an injury. He is done for the rest of the season. Daniel Juarez coming in on the bench if we need a reserve striker. Hopefully, if we bring in a striker, it's to replace a guy who's already scored a hat trick. The team knows what's at stake. I mean, we haven't been playing well, but luckily for us, Luton Town, they're on a massive losing streak. They have, checking their last 5 matches, they have lost them all. Aubert, first highlight, 6 minutes in, has his corner cleared away by Tracy. Babadi with it, dropping it for Berg, across for Batty. Babadi once again moving it to his left, carrying it into the box, trying to get it deep into the middle, but Chimera is going to scoop that up and deny Burford an opportunity to get off a shot and potentially put us up 1-0 as Luton looks to move it up. Dahl into the middle. Latasa, Longo with it, carrying it forward into the box, shooting from range and missing everything blissfully. Goal kick for Fulham. 2 shots on goal in the early going for Luton, 1 for us. They are leading in possession. That's not really what matters. What matters most is who is leading at the end of the game. And oh my God, Berger, I almost cursed for the first time on YouTube. Not only is Berg gone, and we are down to 10 men for the final 71 minutes and 34 seconds of this match, but James Adade is also out with an injury. So, we're going to need to make some changes, and apparently I left Harry Wilson off of the bench, so it will not be Harry Wilson. It will be Andres Garcia or Attilo Fazio is aggressive. I don't want to risk anything with that. Andres Garcia. Welcome in the 4-3-2. This could not be going any worse. And it could mean that our survival comes down to a win against West Ham on the last match day of the season. Hopefully our worst case scenario is coming away from this with a draw. Babadi getting bottlenecked along the sideline, playing it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Galini, for Andres Garcia. Andreu with it now. Circling to his left, throwing it forward, looking for Burford. Isn't going to find him. Worrell nodding it down. Turned over, though, to Babadi. Strand Larson loses it. Latasa. Ogbeni carrying in with very little resistance. Luckily, his shot went straight in on Galini, right into his midriff, and he holds on. Let's score here. Come on, Jadon Sancho. Top corner right there, buddy. Come on, let's go. Oh, Chimera saved it, and Longo clears. Latasa looking to start the counterattack. Up for Ogbene. Nobody ahead of him once again. Ogbene moving out wide. Latasa, Bogle, and that will blissfully end the highlight, which means nothing more bad can happen to us in that moment. 6-3, your shots on goal. We have managed to get 2 on target. We are somehow leading in the XG battle, but it remains a 0-0 match, and we need to find a way to either break through or at the very least hold on through the final 45 minutes with only 10 men. At this point, we're just hoping for the best, and maybe we can get something from this kickoff highlight. Please. Burford playing it for Andreu Sapi. Up the right-hand side, feeding it ahead for Andres Garcia, moving it up the sideline, stopped, puts in the middle. Longo is going to step in front of that one, and here comes Luton the other way. Ogbene moving it to his left, finds Doughty in stride. Tracy blocked. Sapi can't clear it. Handball called, and we're going to get a penalty against us. I am coming undone in this episode. I had such high hopes. We beat Man U. We almost drew City. We've came so close in so many matches that we had no business being in. And then we get drubbed by Leicester. Now we're losing to Luton Town. We could potentially fall all the way down into 19th by the time this is all said and done. And I didn't need to say it, but O'Brien scored the penalty. Canestrelli playing it up. Dahl, Tracy, looking for Longo. Aubert stepping in front of that. Burford to Sancho. Babadi looking to feed Strand Larson, and he's not going to get there before Chimera falls on top of it and makes the stop and looks to send it the other way. I have lost the will to manage in just one episode of YouTube. 53 episodes, I was doing so well. Number 54, well, that one may be the one to kill me. Andreu moving the ball over to Aubert. Back to Galini. Andreu again. Babadi has 2 men on him. Quick feed to Andres Garcia. Has Strand Larson. Corner of the box, Sapi across, Babadi, Strand Larson in, and Jurgen Strand Larson scores his 8th of the year, breathes life into Fulham. We have drawn even at 1 in the 50th minute. Oh, but VAR is going to check it, because of course they are, but they awarded the goal. Thank God for small favors. Babadi, great touch pass to Strand Larson as he splits the center backs, beats Chimera to his right. 1-1 is your score, and that was an incredibly tight offside. Luckily, though, the call went in our direction. Doughty, free kick. Ogbene on. Galini saved. Blocked. Strand Larson looking to clear, but O'Brien was offside. Whew. I was fearing the worst there. Sent long by Galini, but right at Latasha. His header, though, picked up by Andres Garcia. Andreu for Sopi in the middle. Burford turns. Finds Sancho. Sancho cutting inside into the box. Sancho deep into the middle. Burford taken down. Andres Garcia picks up the loose ball. Scores his third of the year. Jadon Sancho picking up the assist. And down to 10 men. Fulham goes up 2-1. I don't think VAR is going to review it. They will not. It is a good goal. And now, instead of trying to find a way to claw back, down 10 men, we need to find a way to hold on because there are still 35 minutes remaining in this match. With the victory, though, we move back ahead of Burnley and back into 7th place, back out of the relegation zone. Sancho, right wing feed. Sopi has plenty of space in front of him, moves it to his left foot, shoots, and does not do well. But it's okay. Bogle with the final third throw in. Ogbene gives it back to him. Bogle. Ogbene sending it across, looking for Doughty. Sopi trying to clear it away. Doughty will track it down along the byline. Move toward the corner. Dahl with it. Into the middle. Longo blocked. And behind Jake Batty doing a beautiful job defensively. It earns Luton a corner, but it saved a goal. Bogle to deliver now from the far side. The in-swinger. Can't get it to O'Brien. And they are not going to be able to do anything with it. Just over 20 minutes left to go. Time to get some fresh legs out on the pitch. Burford's going to come off. Jake Leach is nervous, so Daniel Juarez will come in his place. Brandon Sopi's been playing all right, but let's get Mark Cross in there, although he is a little bit anxious. 2 more changes to be made as we look to see out the final 15-20 minutes of this match. And another corner for Luton. Doughty near post. Fleming, he can't get that on target because Luton is a terrible team and they've already been relegated. Batty across on the set piece, cleared away. Ogbene is going to track it down, and again there is nobody anywhere near him. He's got so much space. Dropping it to Bogle, taken away by Juarez. Bogle wins it back, plays for Latasa, dropped for Longo. Watanabe, O'Brien now. Latasa has to reverse field. O'Brien left wing feed for Dahl, moving it to his right, looking for Longo. Batty there, taken back away by Luton. Latasa, O'Brien to Dahl. Dahl shoots, and Samuel Dahl scores his first goal of the year. And we are back even at 2. Another Luton throw. Dahl is going to take it. We are 1 point behind Burnley. We are going to need, if we don't get all 3 points out of this match, we are going to need a point in the final week to secure another season in the Premier League. Bogle, nice through ball. Ogbene, his cross blocked by Batty. Ober clearing it, looking for his man. It's not going to find him. Headed down to Bogle, moving it into the middle. Nobody marking Bogle, but body clearing it. Oh, into the middle. Osman with his first goal. Are you kidding me? 2 guys who have never seen the back of the net have scored in this match. VAR is checking it, and they have disallowed the goal. I'll take being down 1 point. I can't take being down 2. Yeah, Osman was well offside there. Can't really fault Galini on that one. Luton's gotten off 19 shots. 10 of them have hit the target. And they're still pressing for more. Throw in O'Brien. Longo back for Watanabe. Plemming up the left side with space. Andres Garcia is going to step in front of that pass and he'll just clear it away. Watanabe with it again. Looking to move it forward. Sending it long. Cross will settle it down. Over for Ober. Ober with space ahead of him. He doesn't have a lot of speed on him. Not sure why he's dribbling it so much. Circling back. Babadi with it. Juarez. Touch pass. Looking for, I believe that was Strand Larson. But it's taken away. O'Brien with it now. We're in the 89th minute. Dougherty, through ball. Osman shoots and misses wide. My heart cannot take this team as it is constructed. We have signed a new Wonder Kid striker for next year, a 19-year-old. I'll show him to you after the match, which has come to its natural conclusion. 2-2 is your final. It was a must-win game. Patrick Berg picking up a red card in like the 16th minute, the 19th minute. Doesn't matter. We played 70 minutes of 10-man football. We even had the lead, but ultimately we could not hang on. Well, before we get into the bad stuff, let's take a look at the good. Federico Guerrero, 19-year-old Argentinian, going to be joining us in June. Not now. I wish he was a little taller, but other than that, he's a goal scorer, and that's exactly what we need. $8.5 million for him up front. I believe another 15 over the next 3 years after that. So not a huge outlay for one of the 50 best Wonder Kids in the world. Now the not so good stuff. We're in the relegation zone. We are 1 point south of Burnley, not where we wanted to be. We have West Ham coming up. They're on 57 points, sitting in 8th place. Burnley has Spurs on the road. At least we're at home. Burnley is away to Spurs in 7th. Leicester still in play on 30 points, 1 point behind us. They are going to be taking on Aston Villa in 12th. We don't have an easy road, but it's a road we need to go down. So not only has Alex Berg been suspended for 2 matches for the red card that he picked up against Luton Town, he just got an additional 2 matches, which really doesn't make me happy, because if we are going to potentially move on from him, 2 red cards in basically 2 matches in a row, that ain't great. It's going to be a little harder if he's not going to be able to play the first 3 of next year's competition, because he's already going to be excluded from the match against West Ham. And oh yeah, by the way, West Ham is now in 6th place. And I've come to realize that 1 point is not going to be enough, because Burnley, they have a goal difference that is better than us by 3 goals. So they would need to lose by 3 or more if we were to draw against West Ham. We need to beat the Hammers at Craven Cottage, and we need Burnley to lose at Spurs. Otherwise, it's the championship for us. Good news for us, no bad teammate connections anymore. Golini's in goal with a back 4 of Batty, Aubert, Andreu, and Cross. Alex Iwobi at the base of the midfield. Berg is completely out of the side, as is James Haddadi, by the way. He had a hamstring injury. He's out, obviously, for this match and the next 6 weeks. Jadon Sancho is going to be on the left wing. Captain Harry Wilson will be on the right. Babadi leading the midfield with Burford and Strand Larson leading the line, hopefully, to victory. Have to admit, I kicked off the episode with good vibes. Not really feeling them right now. I am pretty sure that our fate is sealed. But maybe we can pull a Man U-sized miracle against West Ham. Andreu up for Harry Wilson. Gets out of traffic. Iwobi. His pass picked off, though, by Julian Alvarez. Bowen carrying it forward. I think that's Julian Alvarez. It was Alvarez. Maybe I shouldn't make assumptions. Bowen dropping it back. Dumfries has Cucurella. Weifer with a shot from 24 yards out that does not find the target. First shot of the game goes to the Hammers. Harry Wilson, long throw in. Cross at the edge of the box. Plays it back. Wilson. Burford seeds it back to Iwobi. Cross. Nice move into the middle. Burford shoots. And Lucas Perry making a save. Lucas Perry, we picked him up during our beta save with Everton. We'll have to keep our eye on him. We are looking for a new goalkeeper. Corner not cleared. Cross. Bubati Oh, so close, trying to drive it from outside of the box. It just kept rising, unfortunately, and went over the crossbar and out. Another corner kick. Sancho looking near post. Cross, heading it on. It's going to be cleared away. Babadi will track it down. Playing it for Batty in the middle. Batty with some room ahead of him. Drops it for Andreu. Looking on the right wing. Cross ahead. Wilson shoots. Beats Lucas Perry, but it's off the crossbar. Another attempt. Doesn't have much pace on it. And Lucas Perry able to fall back and grab it before it crossed the goal line. Doing pretty well on the attack, are we? At least in that moment. But they've got James Ward-Prowse to deliver a corner. We picked him up in our Everton save as well. This time he finds Mats Wiefer back post, who puts it past Galini, and we are down 1-0. Positive thoughts, positive thoughts, positive thoughts. Didn't even get a chance to check the scores around. Batty will throw it in, getting it back from Burford. Feeds Burford once again. Strand Larson, his shot is blocked, and Wiefer able to clear. Andreu picking up the loose ball, but that is where the attack is going to end. Wilson to deliver the corner. Hopefully we can equalize on the set piece. Cross, shoots, save made. Iwobi in. Lucas Perry grabbing it out of the air. Making it look easy. Do I dare look at the table? Burnley, they're drawing their match, as is Leicester. We are still in 18th place. Andreu can't get it past Cross, making a mistake. Lucas Paqueta in. His shot, though, didn't really have a lot of oomph off of his left foot, and Galini able to make a pretty routine save with that one. Villa and Leicester are tied at 1. Newcastle's beating Luton 2-1. Where is the Burnley score? Oh, I think they just started to trail to Spurs. So maybe, possibly, I don't know. We are still 1 point behind them. So they are trailing to Spurs 1-0, but we are trailing to West Ham, and Gaspar with a free kick. Getting it back from Wiefer. Alvarez for Cameron Carter-Vickers. James Ward-Prowse now feeding Noweri. Can't get it, though. Cross bringing it up, sending it forward, looking for Strand Larson. Gaspar will head it away. Cucurella tracking it down along the far sideline. Feeding Paqueta in the middle. Nwaneri scores. I think he may have been offside. I'm crossing my fingers and praying. Of course, I should have known coming in, wearing a Philadelphia Eagles jersey after the bottle job they did on the regular season was just not going to be the best thing for us. We're down 2-0, and I think pretty much relegation has been decided for Fulham Football Club. Yeah, in fact, now we, on goal difference, we have fallen into 19th. Cucurella, Paqueta, James Ward-Prowse, feeding Paqueta, shooting Galini, making the save. I mean, Galini has been good for us. He's obviously not a Premier League level goalkeeper. Leicester's on 33 points now. Corner for Ward-Prowse. Iwobi can't clear it. Dumfries, Ward-Prowse, all the way across. Gaspar. And there's the nail in the coffin. No wins in our final 3 matches. 2 against teams behind us in the table. We just shot ourselves in the foot. Yeah, Jared Bowen just made that one look easy. Is it over yet? It's going to be a lot of tough choices that we are going to need to make in this offseason if we're even given the opportunity. Blissfully, the final whistle has blown. We have dropped our final match of the season, 4-0 to West Ham, and we have dropped out of the Premier League. Well, it doesn't look like we're getting fired. Board have set an initial wage budget for next season of 2.8 million euros per week, which is actually about what we are paying right now, and a transfer budget at 17 million, which I think is what we had left over from this past season. We were expecting probably around 35 million if we had stayed up. Of course, our future may still be undecided, but as of today, we're still at Fulham. So Leicester and Luton will be joining us next year in the championship. I mean, we went from the top flight in Turkey with a chance to win the league. And we came to a team that we thought would be safe from relegation. But we had a really tough run-in into those final 3 matches. And by then, the damage was done. Next year in the championship, we'll wrap up this season. And we'll take care of transfers on Monday's episode. I hope that you join me. Until then, if you choose not to, I get it. Please hit like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications. Keep supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.